All right, welcome to Hot Route Takes. Today we're doing our second mock draft, and we're introducing a new topic to the show, and it's called Joke of the Day. We're going to do this each pod just to kind of kick things off and get me and Christian talking back and forth to each other a little bit. But Christian, you want to go ahead and introduce Joke of the Day?
Yeah, the first, official joke of the day is, Brian, before I got into the podcast, I used to work for NASA. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. But then I seen Uranus and, I had to quit, bro. I had to leave that place.
All right, that was solid. It was solid. I'll give you a rating each time, and you do the same for me.
I like that idea.
We see how the customers do.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
To kind of just to start off.
Yeah,
man.
just start out. You don't want to start too high, and then the next joke be way better than that one. Yeah. I agree with that.
Well, I'll give you a nice 3 though. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the pod. So I'm on the clock with the first pick with the Carolina Panthers, and there's a bunch of different ways I think you can go here. Really, it's one or two. It's Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. And personally, I think CJ Stroud's QB1. And I really don't think it should be close. If you're looking at projecting these guys to the NFL, and you're looking at the Panthers need to hit this pick, man. They can't miss. They've been missing for too long. They haven't had a reliable, solid quarterback since Cam Newton was good, and that's been a while now. But Bryce Young just seems like a risky pick to me. I think CJ Stroud is just a little bit more of a sure thing, transferring it to the NFL level. And what really may separate the two is Bryce Young, his size. We've already talked about that. Of course, that's a concern, but the way he wins is kind of out of structure a lot of the times. He does move around. He does get outside the pocket, and that just worries me a little bit with that kind of style of play in the NFL. That just opens you up to take more shots, basically. And with that frame, I'm just worried about it. So I'm going to go with CJ Stroud, even though Bryce Young is deserving of this pick. It's just really picking at him, try to find flaws at this point, because they've definitely separated themselves as QB1 and QB2 in this draft cycle. But I'm going with CJ Stroud for the first pick, man.
Yeah, I like the pick a lot, and I kind of agree with everything you really said. They have to hit on this pick. They went and traded, their key piece in DJ Moore to get this number 1 pick, and if it's a bust, it's what you traded to get this pick is going to look bad looking back in time.
Also,
added.
The second-round pick and fourth-round pick for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, this hit, like you said, it's got to hit. And I think Panthers fans are tired seeing the quarterbacks have kind of hit the field. But, number 2 on the clock, I'm with Houston. I'm not going to lie to you. This might be a crazy thing, but I'm going back and forth with Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson. And I'll give you my reason why I'm thinking Anthony Richardson. And a lot of people are probably like, no way at 2. But you're at Houston. You have Davis Mills there. Your team's not ready. And Anthony Richardson needs to sit. And I think, Bryce Young's size. But other than his size, everything else is there. Do you think I'm reaching if I go Anthony Richardson here? Or?
No, with a team like Houston, if there is a team out there
that can be a good seeder or consumer of Anthony Richardson, let him get developed. I think this is a team that would make the most sense early on.
I think the timetable's right for him. Yeah. Now, do I love the coaching staff in place to develop a guy like that?
Definitely. I
kind of would want something a little more for sure. I can see more, that being a good fit for Carolina, Anthony Richardson, but you can't justify taking him over Stroud to me, but I think you can reason and kind of get there with Bryce Young.
Yeah. Man, do I play it safe or do I wow the world, man? I think with Houston, man, knowing they have a couple more years to get developed, and wait a minute, I'm going to go Anthony Richardson, man. I think when he gets all the way developed, this would be a better kind of spot for him to land and pick.
I got you. So, Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, Anthony Richardson at 2.
Woo!
Yeah, that one's...
To Houston Texans. Man, that's a ballsy pick, man.
I just think it's a good pick, man. Honestly, if I'm Houston, man, I know this one's not a fan favorite, but I don't even really want to take a quarterback this year if I'm Houston. But that general manager, Nick Sirianni's been there for a while now. and he needs a big splash and need it to work.
I like the Anthony Richardson pick. I really do. I think he really is the most dominant physical prototype that we've seen. Like he checks all the boxes, man. Like I don't know if there's a guy that's had a better physical profile come out at the quarterback position in the last 5-10 years. I don't know. I can't really think of one. The only one that really comes to mind is, Cam Newton.
Yeah, and I just think if you are the 49ers and you can take Trey Lance at 3 and live with it, Houston can live with taking Anthony Richardson.
I think Anthony Richardson is a better prospect than Trey Lance. But we're not going to get into all that. I'm on the clock with the number 3 pick, Arizona Cardinals, and I'm going to go with edge Will Anderson. And I kind of looked at this 2 separate ways. You can go with blue chip defensive talent Jalen Carter, or you can go with Will Anderson. And really, I don't think you can go wrong either way. But just with the reports coming out about Jalen Carter, him, with a slight injury at his pro day, him coming in a little bit overweight, underperforming a little bit at the pro day, and then this off the field stuff with the wreck and the high speed chase or whatever racing, and then you combine that with he's no longer accepting interviews and stuff outside the top 10. Okay, cool. He doesn't think he's going to fall, but I just feel like you do your due diligence. Why not? Go ahead and just do it. Interview. If anything, if you are confident in your own abilities and yourself, that's just more positive publicity out there.
Yeah, and my thing is some of these teams out the top 10 can easily trade up and get in the top 10. So why wouldn't you want to talk to these teams in the top 20 maybe and not go any further than the top 20?
Exactly. And
that's what blows my mind behind it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. So because of that reason, I'm going to just go ahead and edge towards Will Anderson a little bit here at 3. But, yeah, that's my pick at 3 for the Arizona Cardinals.
Number 4, Colts. If this board falls like this, I am sprinting up there and I'm taking Bryce Young. No hesitation. I understand. I mean, this offensive line is supposed to be elite. I understand last season looked terrible. But this offensive line is the highest paid in college, or not college, in the NFL. Highest paid in the NFL. I understand their weapons are kind of another thing they need to work on. Even their tight ends are not impressive to me.
Offensive line too.
But, I mean, you have Jonathan Taylor back there to take some of this off of Bryce Young. And, I mean, we've seen where Carson Wentz took shots on this team. I understand that was 2 years ago, but just they need to figure out this offensive line. And I think Bryce Young at 4, you're excited if you're Colts fans to get this quarterback at 4.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, man, to me, if I'm the Colts and I'm looking at that pick and Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are off the board, that's not a good spot for Anthony Richardson.
No, it's not. They have we said, too many holes, but I just think Bryce Young is more NFL ready than Anthony Richardson. The only thing that hurts me is his size.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. But Anthony Richardson to the Colts, we're talking about a guy that needs to sit and develop.
Yeah, and a whole new offense is going to have to come in and all this. And Bryce Young is honestly a plug and play for the Colts, what they want to do.
I don't trust the Colts front office, dude. They hired Jeff Saturday off of commentating table and hired him as a head coach. I mean, I just don't like Anthony Richardson there. I wouldn't do it. But Bryce Young, another story.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Anyways, I'm on the clock with the Seattle Seahawks at 5. And, where should I go here? I know a popular place here is edge, D-line, things like that. But, I mean, there's one player jumping off the board at me. It's pretty easy, I think. I just maybe do my due diligence looking around, looking at some of the other players. But Jalen Carter's got to be a pick here, right?
Just on the field, or not on the field, definitely. Off the field, it's my only concern. But if he's sitting here in your Seattle, you have the other first-round pick. This is, I think, like I just said with the Colts, Seattle is running up there and saying, hey, we'll take this guy.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yep. Jalen Carter's the pick. I feel like it's a no-brainer. That's a dominant interior force to have on your team, and I think he could really change the dynamics of that defensive line and really – be dominant in stopping the run. So, you're on the clock with Detroit Lions.
Yeah. With the Lions, man, honestly, this offense, like wide receiver, I mean, you go tight end, but any tight end you're taking here, you're definitely reaching.
For sure.
Only thing I kind of looking at right now is Tyreek Wilson, Texas Tech. Go get you another edge.
Mm-hmm.
Build up that defensive line to, in your division you have Seattle, or not Seattle. You have Green Bay, Chicago, and these teams, I feel like maybe not Chicago this year, but definitely Green Bay and the Vikings. They all have good running backs and they want to run the football. And they have, maybe not this year, but they're going to have quarterbacks now that are also not going to like getting this pressure on them. So I think Tyreek Wilson, a lot of guys are high on him. I like his measurables. I think this is a good fit for Detroit and what Dan Campbell wants.
Cool. I like the pick. I think it's a really good fit. It's a guy that can play a little bit inside, 3-tech, play on the edge. I think it's something that would mesh well with what they have in Aiden Hutchinson. So I'm on the board with the Raiders, and I'm going to pick this player, man, and I'm not a fan of this player. Just to go ahead and put that out there. This is a predictive pick, and I just think this is one of their guys, man. I almost want to lock it in, but Will Levis to the Raiders.
Yeah, went on a visit, what'd you say, today?
Today, went on a visit.
It's looking like this is their guy.
This has got to be their guy, man. Like, it just seems like a perfect fit. So yeah. I'm going to drop him in there for the Raiders. Like I said, I don't love the pick, but I don't love any of the first-round picks the Raiders have done in the last, 5 years, 10 years. Yeah. So it's right on brand.
Yeah. I think it's a good pick just because Will Levis has to sit maybe a year, and Jimmy G's there. They paid him. So this would make him have to sit a year, and they could really work on everything that people are saying he's struggling with. Some of his missed throws, sometimes throwing when it doesn't make sense in some coverages. So I think this is a good pick by them to have their backup plan for Jimmy G.
Yeah, develop behind him, and maybe he'll be ready in next year, maybe the year after. But anyway, it's kind of like the Jordan Love plan, just maybe not as extreme. But
yeah, I'm at an 8 with Atlanta. Atlanta needs a lot, man, but they've kind of been working on this defensive line in free agency. They got Campbell from Baltimore. Grady Jarrett's still there. And there's just, they need another maybe edge to add to that D-line, but I think you kind of need weapons if you're going to go forward with Desmond Ridder. It's just really which wide receiver they want out of these guys. I'm leaning towards Jackson Smith-Jigba, but that's just so early to me at 8. And then you have Johnston from TCU. And I think this is a good fit for them to get him a tall speed guy.
Well, they already got that. Drake London.
Yeah, but you pair him up with another one, dude, on the outside. That's 2 big bodies on the outside, and you have Kyle Pitts there.
I'm not big on Quentin Johnson, man.
I'm not either, but, I'm not sure. Atlanta's offensive line is there, man.
It's there, yeah.
Do you go corner here?
This is kind of a Bijan Robinson spot, Loki.
Yeah, it is. And then, this is a guy that came from, Arthur Smith came from Derrick Henry. And you're sitting here.
Dude, it makes sense to me.
It does, man. You're talking me into it, man. And this offensive line is already good.
It's there.
Desmond Ridder, take some pressure off of him, hand it to BJ.
That's a head coach philosophy.
Yeah.
Right there.
You got me sold, man. At 8, I'm going BJ Robinson. A lot of people's got them predicted right now to go to the Eagles I've seen in recent mock drafts. But, I like this a lot out of Atlanta. And, Arthur Smith is like, this is what he wants to do, I think, is run this football, play action, what they did with Ryan Tannehill. So, at 8, BJ Robinson.
Yeah, dude, I just feel like that is a perfect fit. It's almost written in the stars, man. Like, golly. I got Chicago here with the 9th pick, and I think they got to go offensive line here, man. I think they got to. They got to get my boy Fields some protection.
Something. More.
They got to. That man was running for his life last year, and I'm going to go with Parrots Johnson Jr. I like him for them. He's a guy that can play the power run concepts, can get out and run a little bit in the zone concepts, and he can also protect the passer. But I do think Chicago is going to run that football, and they need a guy that can run block. So that's who I'm going to go with. A little bit more of a fan of him over Peter Skronsky. So Paris Johnson is the pick.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot and protect Justin Fields. You just really hadn't had a chance to see what Justin Fields is, and a lot of big media giving him he can't do this, can't do that. This guy hadn't had a chance. I mean, the offensive line is terrible, and I hate to say it, but all the other positions out there isn't that great either. But them getting DJ Moore, hopefully Chase Claypool can do something this year. And you got Mooney out there. I mean, they're trying is a good way to put it.
Yeah, dude, DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney. I think that's
a nice duo.
And, I mean, that is pretty solid. But Justin Fields, another one of my favorite young guys. Media just don't like my guys, man.
Nah, I'm big on Justin Fields, man. I like him. I do. I mean, I seen him what he did against Clemson, and that made me a believer after that. But anyway, the 10th pick with the Eagles. If Bijan Robinson was here, I think the Eagles would have took him.
Woo.
I really do, man. I mean, they're not paying nobody in that running back room.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's not there, so I think with Quez Watkins out the building and the board falling like this, I'm going to take one of these wide receivers. And this is a team that can gamble on one of these guys. And, I mean, you don't need a Quentin Johnson till you have A.J. Brown.
They would not be okay with that. TCU wide receiver?
Yeah.
Philly?
Definitely not.
Jalen Reagor all over again.
Yeah, so I'm liking Jackson Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State. This guy has the production. I think go right in the slot role for the Eagles. And this is going to be a nice offense if you add this guy. I think that's lock in right there, man. Smith-Njigba out of Ohio State.
That's a heck of a trio of receiver, man.
Nasty, man. All young guys, too, man.
Vonta Smith, A.J. Brown. Woo. God, Jackson Smith-Njigba is a good player. That's receiver one for me. So I'm on the clock with the Tennessee Titans here at pick 11, and if I could just pick everyone,
that'd be nice.
I would just pick them all because they need everything. But I guess I'm going to go with another offensive lineman here. They really, really need to fix that. They spend less than any other team in the NFL on their offensive line. Given their identity, which no one really knows anymore, it was a run-heavy offense with Derrick Henry. You would expect their offensive line to have some sort of investment in it, but they just don't. And I'm really lost for what direction they're heading in. So offensive line is kind of just that safe pick for me. They need it.
And they definitely need it. I think another thing that kind of hurts Tennessee, man, is just these injuries they've had the last 2 years.
They have, but because they're so skinny in so many positions, they have like zero depth in a lot of places, and it shows up. It showed up last year for sure. It was kind of ugly too. I really think they need to tear it all down, trade Derrick Henry, and restart. That's my opinion. But just go ahead and go with Peter Skronsky here. He can be in the plan if they are tearing it down. He could be in the plan if they want to try to make one more run at it. So Peter Skronsky, the pick.
I think that's a great pick. Definitely losing a guy like Taylor Lewan. This guy's been a foundation piece in Tennessee, and now you're losing him, and you just go and kind of get a replacement for him immediately in this draft to kind of get you a new foundation piece.
Yep. So what, you going to get Anthony Richardson a weapon here? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm back on the clock with Houston. Man, they need maybe a center, but there's no centers. I mean, really anywhere here. I'd go D-line maybe. But I think it'd be smart to get my guy a weapon, man. And I mean, only one, man, is...
You can be high on him, man. I'm not there.
I'm not there either, but man, they're both in Texas. They're both right there together. I'm going to go Quentin Johnson just to get my quarterback a weapon. This is a guy Houston needs. They just lost Brandon Cooks. If he's here, they're, I think, going no hesitation on this guy. I'm just not that big on him. But other than that, I mean, this is a guy that can fit right where Brandon Cooks was doing.
Yeah. And young receiver to kind of maybe grow with your quarterback. And this is a guy that a lot of people think very highly of, Quentin Johnson. So I'm going to go ahead and put him there. I'm on the clock with the New York Jets.
Yeah, don't Don't finesse this team, Brian. Don't pull no Brian on the Jets now.
I'm not, man. I'm trying to be objective here. And the Jets, man, if you look at the roster up and down, they really don't have a whole lot of holes here. The one hole that I do think is they need some offensive line help. It's not very good. And they need to protect Aaron Rodgers at all costs. That's old man back there. That's old man Rodgers. This ain't
old goat.
Yeah, this ain't MVP Rodgers anymore, you know.
It will be this year. Can't wait, man. Get the trade done, Green Bay. Come on.
So I'm gonna go ahead and just draft offensive tackle out of Georgia, Broderick Jones. And I like him a lot. I really think these three tackles are, you can't really go wrong with picking one or the other. They're pretty close. They're in the same tier for me. I don't think one's really separated himself from the pack. But, I like Broderick Jones to the Jets.
I think it's a good pick, man.
Oh, man, this pick right here.
New England, man. I'm just trying to think, man, like Bill Belichick. You know how hard that is to think like Bill Belichick on draft day? I mean, this guy just walks away, lets his dog sit in the seat while he's on the clock. I mean, this guy just – they don't need corner, man, but Bill Belichick will draft one. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm
eyeballing two guys here that are like perfect fits for that defense.
I got one guy I'm kind of looking at, and you can tell me no way or yes way. It's Miles Murphy out of Clemson edge. I think this would be a guy that can help Matt Judon, get to the quarterback. In this division where these offenses are very high power, you need to get to the quarterback.
I don't hate it.
I think that's a good
that
pick.
Position.
They do. They also need a tackle. But Bill Belichick loves defense. He's going to draft for his defense before he worries about the offense.
I got you.
I'm going to go Miles Murphy out of Clemson. This is a great guy. I think a great disciplined dude to go to New England. And it helps this defense even more to kind of stop these high-power offenses that are going to be over there. Definitely adding an Aaron Rodgers, having a Tua, Tyreek Hill, and a Josh Allen. They need to build this defense up. Whoa, Tyreek Hill. I mean, we're about the other guy I said.
Oh, man.
Tyreek Hill.
It's a Tua and Tyreek Hill problem. It's not a
Josh
Allen
it's
problem.
a Waddle and Hill problem.
Okay.
And Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs problem.
Man, you'll see the light, man. We'll get there one day.
Yeah.
But, so are you going to lock it in?
Yeah, I've locked it in. Miles Murphy. What was the two guys that you were kind of... Is Miles Murphy even that one or no?
I had two defensive backs, Devin Witherspoon and Brian Branch.
Yeah. I mean, both of those guys, I looked at Devin Witherspoon, very physical, good guy, but this defensive line needs help in my eyes. They just didn't get to the quarterback enough. And like I said, this quarterbacks, they're definitely when Aaron gets added. I guess a corner would be good to maybe slow it down, but I just think you need to get to the quarterback is a little bit more important.
I got you. And New England's defense is very pressure-oriented with man coverage on the outside, getting a freak of nature, which is what Miles Murphy is. He's not as polished of a player as some of these other edges, but he's a freak. This guy is an athletic guy. And that definitely is a little bit different than the trends you would see with New England defenses, but, that could spice it up a little bit and add a new element to that. So I like the pick, Miles Murphy to the New England Patriots. So I'm on the clock. The Green Bay Packers, and who are we going to go with? They're like one of the hardest teams to pick for.
Man, too bad
if you're doing predictably.
A quarterback on the board.
I'm sure they're going with Jordan Love.
Definitely. But this team, like you said, it's going to be tough, man. I can think of one guy that I would go, but I'm kind of curious on what direction you go.
Man, I'm thinking receiver, but... What is there to pick here? There's not. You could go Zay Flowers, but at 15, that's a reach, man. I'm not a fan of that. I know tight end is a spot here, but also edge, man. And I'm looking at one guy that just kind of looks like a Green Bay Packer. Like he just looks like one. Who do you think I'm talking about?
I got a guy, bro, but I don't know, man. Green Bay has some characters, man. They do. But
I'm going to go with Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa.
Okay, that's...
As who you were thinking of?
I was thinking him or either Brian Breezy, but Lucas Van Ness is definitely... He looks like a Green Bay Packer.
He does, doesn't he? Clay Matthews. I'm going to go ahead and lock it in. I think he's a very physical, high upside player, and he can play the run in the pass, and I think he would fit in well with what Green Bay wants to do there. So I don't see anything wrong with it. But your turn.
Yeah, I'm with the Washington Commanders here at 16. Man, this is kind of tough. I mean, according to them, they're going with Sam Howell. There isn't any quarterbacks. They don't need wide receiver, man. I'm liking the wide receivers they have. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a tight end again off the board because there's a new offense getting run. The offense where the new offense coordinator was is Kansas City. They're used to Travis Kelce. I'm tempted to go tight end, man, but then there's also some guys that's fallen, pretty far.
Yeah, there is. There's going to be some guys getting the steal in this.
And I just think Washington needs a linebacker, man. They lost a lot of linebackers, but there's just with Devin Witherspoon on the board, Christian still out of Oregon on the board, even Brian Branch out of Alabama, man. I kind of look at him, but right now I'm leaning towards Dalton Kincaid out of Utah.
Oof.
Or Devin Witherspoon. But Devin Witherspoon's a better player. They would go with him. So I think I'm going to go Devin Witherspoon at 16. This is just, if he falls down here, I think this is
someone's going to jump on it.
Good pick for Washington to get a guy that, he kills people out here. And in Washington, I know this is a crazy name to bring up and try to compare to this guy, but he's hitting people like Sean Taylor not to Sean Taylor's extent, but he's out there like Sean Taylor was trying to take heads off.
The Red Commanders are be reminiscent of looking at that. I like that pick. It's on brand, I think.
And I think for Ron Rivera, the defensive guy of him, still on the board, Ron Rivera is yelling at the GM in the war room saying, hey, let's get my guy right here.
Yeah, I'm on board with that, man. So I'm on the board with the Pittsburgh Steelers here. And, boy, what would they go with here? Kind of feeling corner. It's got to be, right? Based on
I don't know.
kind of how the board is falling here. And
who they all have? They have a couple guys. Nobody's like
crazy.
Out.
Mike Hughes. They still have him.
I'm pretty sure.
Steelers roster.
You could go. Well, it's your pick. You do what you want to. I'm just trying to think of what they need, man. I think a corner would be good.
Yeah, linebacker. They signed Pat Pete. I forget. And they have Levi Wallace.
I was pretty sure they cleared up a lot of that.
Yeah, they still need defensive back help, though, man.
They do.
Playing Cincinnati.
Whew. I think the more the merrier.
Really? And I can't let Christian Gonzalez fall anymore.
Nah.
Man. I'm going to go ahead and pick him. Send him to Pittsburgh. They'll be happy with this.
And what we just said about Devin Witherspoon, I feel like this guy is a Pittsburgh Steeler.
He is not I don't know, man. He's kind of not a big hitter tackler.
No, I just think, though, to go in there, a low-key guy, under the radar, and just the Steeler way, and do his business on the field and keep it casual.
I understand that. He's a good mover, bro. He's just physically long, fast. He just lacks some intangibles, which might scare some people, but ability to tackle is a question mark, and his ability to high point the football, even if he's so long. But that's not really the worst thing in the world.
No, and I think what you just said, they brought Pat Pete. That's a good veteran
to learn from.
For a young guy to come in the league and learn from.
For sure.
Pat Pete.
Patrick Peterson might be the single best guy to learn from, just from the simple fact. Early in his career, he was a dominant man coverage guy who was physically outstanding, and as his body slowed down, he had to learn how to adjust to play zone and to extend his career, and he did that. So I think that's a great fit for them.
I'm back on the clock with the Detroit Lions at 18. Let me look back. I took Tariq Wilson? I did. So, that D-line is good. This is a good spot for maybe one of these tight ends to go off the board, man.
I think so.
And I'm looking at Michael Mayer, man. That's a good tight end. They can do everything for Detroit. I even like him more than Dalton Kincaid, to be honest with you.
I like him more for Detroit.
Yeah. I'm going to go Michael Mayer. This is a guy that, was at Notre Dame. Very physical tight end. Got the reps. Good catching. And after the catch, this is a very good guy. And this can be a guy that takes on Hawkinson role from getting traded. That's, I think, a perfect fit for Detroit.
Similar player, too.
Oh, yeah, very.
So Michael Mayer, you're locking in?
Oh, yeah. Michael Mayer locked in.
You know, they want to run the ball, so a receiving weapon like Dalton Kincaid might not be ideal for them. However, I'm on the clock with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here at 19. And, sheesh, dude.
What, they got Baker, bro?
It's just kind of like the direction of their team, man.
Yeah.
I'm not real sure. It's kind of like a stopgap year, I guess.
You got to think they had what? Leonard Fournette, released him, let him go.
Mm-hmm.
They have wide receivers, man. That's the only thing I can look at and be like, y'all are good there.
They do, but they're getting a little bit older, man. Mike Evans is
still, bro.
I know, but you can't play forever, man.
I get what you're saying, but Mike Evans is still.
He's still him.
Very good about Mike Evans.
He's still him. I'm not trying to doubt that at all. Just kind of lost for where I want to go here. One that's kind of like jumping off at me a little bit is Kalijah Cansey out of Pittsburgh, the undersized interior defensive lineman. But I don't love that.
No, I was thinking maybe try to build this offensive lineup a little bit more, but there's really no guy jumping off at me to say, yeah, I can help your offensive line week one.
Yeah.
But with Baker being back there, man.
I don't want to take a guard in the top 20, though. Golly.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. There's Antoine Harrison, tackle. I feel like I'm overdrafting him here as well. But
Tampa's safety.
Antoine Winfield?
Yeah, he's still there.
He's strong safety. But, they don't run. I don't like Brian Branch for them.
No, I don't either. But I was just looking at the board, and that's the guy that's still there that kind of catches my eye. And then they just went and got both. What? They get both their corners back or just one?
They got Jamel Dean.
Yeah.
For sure. They signed him long term.
You could maybe go corner, but I don't.
There's a corner that I think fits their system, man, but I feel like I'm overdrafting him. But you know what? I'm going to go with it, man. I'm just trying to find them here. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I don't care. He's a freak of nature, bro. He is. I might be overdrafting him here, but Keely Ringo, corner, Georgia. Very similar player to Jamel Dean across the field. And I think he could slide in and play that zone defense that they have very well, and I think he's just like I said, an athletic freak, man. He's a freak of nature. 6'2", runs a 4.5. He's good, man. Yeah, you'll have to look for him, man.
Bro, yeah, I'm looking, bro.
74.
74? Goodness. Granted, this is their ranking, not ours, so
yeah, I know. It's kind of weird seeing their rankings versus what I think. I'm going to like dig for some of these guys, but yeah, I like Keely Ringo to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I think you get another good corner. You don't have to pay them that much. So a lot of these corners now are getting pretty good pockets, man. They're getting some money their way.
Premier position, man.
Man, it's a team I've kind of already drafted for again. And the Seahawks. I took Jalen Carter with the 5th pick. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe getting, man, even here at 20, bro, I don't want to take a guard. Or nothing, bro. D-line, already took it. Their weapons are still what? Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Who's their other guy? They got Fant at tight end. I feel pretty good with Fant still. I know he hadn't done nothing yet on the scene, but I like Noah Fant a lot, but he just hadn't produced.
Yeah, not a whole lot. I'm looking at somebody I like right here. I like Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith? Yeah.
Out of Georgia. Pair him up with Boye Mafe.
Yeah, and you still have Jamal Adams on this team. And then you have Jalen Carter. Dude. That is, was looking at Brian Brees, but with Jalen Carter, you don't want both of these guys playing side by side.
I mean, you do, but
Yeah, but
you
I
don't
just
want
think
to do that.
Nolan Smith on the other side, bro. I'm going to go Nolan Smith, dude. At the Combine, this guy took over. And you hear people out of Georgia talk about this guy. He's a leader. Everything the NFL scouts wants to hear, he's pretty much telling them. That Nolan Smith, man, just his everything that he did at the Combine, just his height, his weight. This guy is built different. And it seems like Georgia is doing that not just at end, but everywhere on their field.
Man, it makes me think of Bruce Irvin. Came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was lightning in a bottle. He was undersized, but he screamed off the edge. And that's what Nolan Smith can do. He's a freak, man. He ran, what, 4.440 or 4.340?
I think it was 4.4.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's ridiculous for a 240.
This guy wasn't even, I don't think, 100% back from the tore pec. And this guy showed out at the Combine. He's still working through, concerns. I'm pretty sure he said on the Pat McAfee show, working to come back at 100%. He said he's close, but he's not at 100.
Mm-hmm. And this is my monthly reminder that the Dolphins try to trade for Tom Brady. Gosh, this would have been a nice first round pick to have.
We love Tua.
Man,
we love Tua.
We'd be in a better place right now. Man, this could
be
Tom
Brady. I would
Darnell Washington right here, Christian. Darnell Washington.
Dude, I'd say good fit for what y'all need at tight end. That'd have been nasty.
That's who I want too, man. I just don't think he'll fall to 51, but I'm on the clock with the Chargers here.
Thank you, Dolphins, for letting us go off a pick without doing nothing. Thank you. Come on, now help my boy Justin Herbert. Help him.
All right, here. So I'm on the board with the Chargers, man, and I do not exactly know what I want to do here.
Come on, Brian.
I'm leaning towards tight end, man.
Oh, I'm running up the board right now, man. If I'm GM, I know what I want to help my guy.
I think Justin Herbert needs some more receiving weapons, man.
He does.
And I am between two guys here, and it's Dalton Kincaid and receiver Zay Flowers out of Boston College. And I'm looking at this receiver room, and it looks like they're going to roll with Gerald Everett. Do I love that? No. But I need a more instant impact player because the Chargers, they're up against the cap, man. They need to make something happen now. And I
Trade Austin Eckler.
The player that gives them the best chance to do so is Zay Flowers.
Oh.
What the Chargers' offense was missing last year was speed. They didn't have it.
None, bro.
Keenan Allen doesn't give you that. Mike Williams don't give me that. They're good receivers, don't get me wrong, but they don't give you the speed, and I think Zay Flowers will bring that element to their team, and I don't want to see that for a lot of Madden reasons too.
Tight end, baby.
Zay Flowers is a burner, man. I think he can step in and be everything they hoped DeAndre Carter would be. So
went to the Raiders, man. DeAndre Carter, go on somewhere, bro. Man, I wanted Dalton Kincaid, man, as a Chargers fan, but Zay Flowers, if that happens, I'm happy with it. And I think this year, bro, honestly, I want us to roll up in the regular season with like 6 wide receivers after what happened last year.
Yeah, need to.
But anyway, the Baltimore Ravens at 22. Man, I don't know what the future of this team is. Kind of like what you said about Tennessee, man. It's tough over here in Baltimore, man. But there's one guy I'm looking at that I'm kind of tempted to take. But if you're trying to bring Lamar back, man, do you go maybe like a Jordan Addison, Josh Downs?
Somebody to help Lamar out.
Somebody. But, man, Joey Porter Jr., bro, looks nice, bro. Yes, bro. And he's nice. They hadn't re-signed Marcus Peterson. Or Marcus Peters.
Yep.
I think this is a guy that's like what I've said about a lot of these draft picks that I'm picking, bro. It's just a shoe fit, man.
I agree.
This is a younger guy. I ain't going to say better because we can't see him in the NFL, but if he's anything like his dad was with Pittsburgh,
let me caution.
Well,
that's a man-heavy system right there.
It is, man.
Joey Porter can play some press man.
He can.
But you get him on some long developing routes, he's going to get burnt by a quick guy.
Twerks, man.
He's a very long, high-hit corner like Jamel Dean. Should have picked him for Tampa Bay, bro.
Yeah, but I think, You think I need to get a wide receiver, bro, or to take Joey Porter right here? Honest answer, bro. Joey Porter, man.
I'm leaning towards receiver for this reason. Lamar Jackson,
Or whoever else.
you need a receiver. Another quarterback, definitely
Dude,
need a
it's
receiver.
just hard to pick out of these guys that can.
I know. That's
You
the other
have
thing.
Bateman. What, they brought Sammy Watkins back after Green Bay let him go. I mean, and Jordan Addison, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was hyped on him, bro. I really was.
Let you down a little bit.
I don't think he's a first round guy anymore, bro. I really don't.
It is a little early for him, I think.
There's another guy. I gotta find him, bro. It kind of just hit me, bro. This is a good guy for them. It might be a reach, bro, but
Who?
the guy out of Tennessee. What's his name?
Josh Downs?
Yeah, Josh Downs. I think Josh Downs be it, bro. No, that's North Carolina, bro. The guy out of Tennessee.
Jalen
What's his
Hyatt.
name?
Jalen Hyatt,
he
sorry.
is. I just can't find him on here, bro. Just like I said, their ranking. I'm trying to find them, but I just where he got to be on page 2, bro.
I don't like Josh Downs for them, man.
You don't, bro?
Yeah,
I do, bro. A guy that can play in the slot, speedy guy, get over the top. The only other guy is Josh Downs, bro.
I like Addison.
I do, bro, but it's just letting me down, bro. And he's kind of like, I don't know, bro. I'm going to go Jordan Addison, bro. Just because this is a guy that can play their slot role.
There you go.
It's tough, bro. He's just been letting me down. But granted, Baltimore isn't my team, so I'll be more than happy to take Jordan Addison off the board for the Baltimore Ravens to maybe get Lamar to come back in the building.
All right. Well, I have found the spot for Brian Branch. I'm on the clock for the Minnesota Vikings at 23. And Brian Flores, new DC. I know they got Lewis Sign last year as their first round pick. But Harrison's, did they extend him?
He got a new deal.
Oh.
I think they made it more team friendly. I don't think he got a new deal. I think he maybe got a year or 2 added. I'm going to look real quick for you.
That might,
I got to look back, man. It happened.
Yeah.
I should have just looked him up. It would have been easier.
I can't let Joey Porter fall anymore, man. It's either Joey Porter or Brian Branch.
And they need
one of them
corners,
two.
bro. I can't see it, bro. I should have just looked them up. I went the hard way and looked and see when they release stuff. I'm dropping the ball, bro. I'm trying to think, bro. What's to be the fastest way to do it, and I'm not doing it either way.
What are you doing?
Looking up to see Harrison Smith, if he got a new
Contract?
contract or not. I'm looking, bro. I just can't see. I got him pulled up, bro. Here it goes. Contract. Signed a 4-year. When was this? 4-year.
So he's under
$64 million
contract through 2025.
Yeah. Okay.
So that being said, I'm still going to go with Joey Porter just because he's fallen too far. But I am kind of a little bit hesitant in the fact that he is going into a defense that has some man principles in it. But Joey Porter is just too good of a talent to keep passing up on, man. So he is a Minnesota Viking.
Yeah, I like that pick. They need, I think, another corner definitely take Pat Pete's spot. And they went and got Byron Murphy. He's a young cornerback room that, I mean, you can build up. And I'm a fan of the pick. The Jacksonville Jaguars at 24. This offense doesn't, I think they could go with a guard or offensive lineman, but
Keep building up that defense they got.
I think that's the move, man. I could take Harris out of Oklahoma. So they did lose Taylor to Kansas City, correct?
Yes. Jawan Taylor.
I think, I mean,
He got the bag, dude.
Harris would be a good pick for Oklahoma, but at the same time, bro, Brian Branch out of Alabama sitting at 24
Dude,
for
such a
Jacksonville.
good kid, dude. They never pick a safety there, though.
I know.
They were mocked last year.
They got Joe Dirt back there, bro.
They got to get him out of there.
they just signed him to a new deal, bro.
Andrew Wingard or something like that.
Yeah. And then there's no edge right here that I can say this is a good fit, bro. I think I'm going to go with Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. This is a guy that, like you said, is a good fit. And maybe we can get Joe Dirt off the field a little bit more and just keep building on this defense. I mean, I understand the Chargers did lose in the playoffs, but they were going down the field at ease.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is just a good piece to add. Just a great pick to me. And he's sitting at 24.
Sweet. Lock it in.
Yeah, lock it in. Brian Branch, Alabama.
Sweet. Good fit. All right, so I'm on the clock with the New York Giants at 25 here. And, man, they got to have this Daniel Jones thing work, right?
They do.
They got to. Like, there is no way they continue to neglect the receiver position. New York Giants, man. They need something out there, and I'm going to go with receiver Josh Downs of Carolina. This is a route technician. This is a guy that Daniel Jones can develop that chemistry with and be that quote-unquote number one guy. I don't know if he is the number one guy, but I think he's their best receiver already as he walks in there.
Sterling Shepard?
Yeah.
What's the other guy? Darius Slade? Not Darius Slade.
No,
you know what
Slayton.
I'm trying to say. Slayton, yes.
Yep.
Darius Slayton, yeah. I mean, he easily could. They've got the other guy last year.
I was trying to think of his name.
Number 80, bro.
I know
Jones or something
Isaiah
like that.
Hodges.
Isaiah Hodges did show up a little bit. No. That was the Buffalo Bills practice squad guy that they picked up, and he actually
did well.
Produced.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, bro. They drafted him last year. Rashad something. You can look it up.
All right.
I'm going to go on to pick 26, the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not going to lie. This is another fit that Bijan Robinson, bro, if he was here for the Dallas Cowboys, I think Jerry Jones is smiling, bro. With Tony Pollard really not knowing his health. But not here, so, I mean. I think I'm going to go
Paris Campbell, Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale Robinson is the name, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, they did get Paris Campbell, bro.
They did. I don't care, dude. They need another receiver.
I don't care.
It's bad.
All right. Cowboys at 26. Kind of need a tight end, man. That's one thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah, they lost Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, and Dalton Kincaid, he's not the blocker, bro, but
that's a weapon.
That's a weapon for Dak Prescott.
They're moving away from Ezekiel Elliott, so they're probably going to trend more towards the passing game.
Who's the... I'm going to butcher his name, bro. Pittsburgh defensive lineman.
Chauncey.
I think that's a good fit for them too, bro. Chauncey.
They're the kind of team to take a chance on a guy like that, I think.
I know. And this defense is already answered.
A guy like that who's explosive, undersized. If anything, he's a pass rush specialist on the interior. But that guy with freaking
Michael Parsons. And Dan Quinn's defense, bro.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to go him, bro, with 26, get this defense built up more just because I think they went and got Stephon Gilmore for the corner. Who'd they get for wide receiver? Brandon Cooks. So they went and added a weapon. So, I mean, that was wide receiver room is what? CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup. But since his injury hasn't been the same, and they low-key could go back out there and get a T.Y. Hilton again if they really wanted him.
Yep.
Yeah. I like this pick for them. Didn't go on the defensive side of the ball.
I heard something crazy about him, though, man.
What'd you hear?
He's like in the 3rd percentile in height, the 2nd percentile in weight, and he has like the shortest arms they've measured or something like that.
Yeah,
like it's crazy, bro. But anyway.
It's a position of need, and he's fallen this far, bro. The only other one, bro, I was thinking of maybe like Brian Breezy, but...
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Okay, so I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock with the Buffalo Bills here at 27, and
come on now, give it to him, Brian. There's something I want you to give to Josh Allen.
I have something in mind. It wasn't anything on the offensive side.
Oh,
are you talking about Dalton Kincaid, man? They're not going to draft him. They're going to spread you out and have like 4 receivers on the field. And Dalton,
man, come on, man.
They got Knox.
Yeah, but
I'm not picking him, man.
bro.
I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going in a different direction because they lost a very critical piece of their defense last year, and that was Tremaine Edmonds. They need somebody to fill that void, and I like this one player a lot. And he may not be. A lot of people might not be as high. I know Jack Campbell may be here, but I'm looking for a guy that has a little bit more of a pass coverage ability here, and that is my guy, Dion Henley out of Washington State. I think this is a guy that's explosive. He's a former safety. He's a good mover, and he's the kind of player that can play that role Tremaine Edmonds is playing. A little bit undersized, but I like him a lot for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I think this is a good pick, and like you said, it's a position of need. And if this guy's what you're saying he's going to be on the next level, bro, this is a great pick.
As a Dolphins fan, I hope they don't draft him.
All right, I'm at pick 28 with the Cincinnati.
Oh, man.
Man,
It's too good to be true.
It's time. Man, I think this is a no-brainer pick. Dalton Kincaid. I think, dude, the weapons they have, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Teams can keep reaching out for T. Higgins. He's not going nowhere. That man wouldn't have changed his jersey number if he thought he was going somewhere. So I think Dalton Kincaid, bro, just let Burrow keep getting richer on that side of the ball, man. It's your smart pick.
I can't argue with that. It's a good pick. Man, that Cincinnati offense is dangerous. It just is. It's real dangerous. All right, so I'm on the clock with the New Orleans Saints here. And this is another team, bro. I don't really understand what they're doing. I don't really get it.
There's one guy that stands out to me, bro. You're probably going to take him, but I think that's a good fit.
I'm looking at Breezy.
And that's the guy I was looking at. Their defense has kind of been tore apart, bro.
It has.
Definitely that D-line. They lost, what was it? Goodness, can't even think. Number
Marcus
92.
Davenport.
Yeah, Marcus Davenport.
He can kind of play that role. Yeah, I'm just locking in Brian Breezy to the New Orleans Saints. They need D-line help. Somebody to help out Cam Jordan. This is a pass rush guy from the interior. I like it.
Man, guess what, man? I'm drafting again for a team I've already drafted for in the Eagles, baby. Anyway, though, I went and got Smith Najigba at 10. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I did. Okay. I'm here at 30.
Come on, man. Do it.
Do what, man? What, man? They don't need corner. They don't need wide receiver since I got mine. I think they go on the defensive side of the ball, man.
What do you think?
I'm not sure, man. If you didn't take Brian Breeze here, I would have took him to add to this defensive line that they like to do.
I got you.
I'm tempted maybe.
They got a center.
They do. But last year with the injuries to guard, I could go guard here and feel kind of good about it.
Cyrus Torrance would be a good fit for him.
Yeah, that's who I was looking at right now. Out of Florida.
They're in a position where they can really draft like
whatever.
Yeah.
And live with it. I don't think they need anything on the offensive side of the ball. And there's nothing that really fell on defense that you could be like, you need to take this.
I think offensive line would be a good pick.
Yeah.
That's the identity, really, of their team. The offensive line is so dirty, man.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Cyrus Torres out of Florida. Guard. A guy. I mean, I just think if injuries do happen to this offensive line, this would be a great pickup for them.
Yep. That's a good pick, man. Yeah, he'll slide right in. I think this is a very high floor player. However, I am on the clock with the Kansas City Chiefs here at 31, and there's quite a few directions I think I can go here. They need stuff here and there, but in general, their team is pretty much filled out. Like, there's no gaping hole in their roster. They can...
Bro, didn't mean to cut you off, bro. I just seen a guy that even the Eagles, bro, could have maybe done something with him.
Who is that, man?
The Eagles don't need him, bro, but Gibbs out of Alabama.
Ooh.
Bro, even Kansas City, bro. That'd be a good pickup for them. Even the Cowboys, bro. Now looking back, Cowboys.
It's kind of a very similar skill set to old buddy.
It is Tony Pollard, but still, bro, this guy, kind of like Tony Pollard, bro, but even at a higher level, bro, he can go out and play slot and be elite at the slot level.
Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes.
He's small.
He is, but still, bro. How fast he is, bro. Woo! If I had half his speed.
I like that pick for them.
I do too. But, I mean, you just seen, goodness, having a moment. Running back Kansas City last year.
A couple years ago.
No, number 10, bro. In the Super Bowl.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah. Tommy, do you even want to go another running back?
Yeah, because I was thinking they have Pacheco and they still have it. Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Nah, he's gone. I'm pretty positive. They have McKinnon. They let Helaire go.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure. Or they traded him.
They might have traded him because he still should be under contract.
I think they traded him. It should be
his last year.
I think they got rid of him. I could be lying to you. But if so, I didn't see him on the field. And they went and got Melvin Gordon, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I think, bro. I think Clyde's done, bro. At least with them. And, bro, this is the same place they drafted him a couple years ago.
Yeah, it is true.
And like I said, Gibbs can go play wide receiver for them. And there's no wide receivers really left.
That's a weapon.
You go get the guy from Tennessee. I understand you're not a fan, but
I'm going a different direction altogether, bro. I think I'm actually going to go corner.
Corner?
Cam Smith.
Go ahead and load up,
dude. Yeah. This is a guy that I think he's one of the best players left on the board here. And he is a guy that's going to end up getting paid one day. I'll just put it like that. I'm a fan of Cam Smith. I think his intangibles are really high. It's just he's a little bit undersized. He's not quite as athletic as some of the other top corners, but man, the guy can play. We saw him at South Carolina locking up number one guys left and right all season long. So I'm going to go Cam Smith here to KC.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick, man. And they have young corners already there to add another young guy to that room.
Yeah, so, I mean, that wraps up the mock draft. Do you have any parting thoughts or any last words you want to say?
I was kind of looking to see anything that maybe we overdraft or maybe something I'm like, no way. But a lot of these picks are good picks, man. I'm a fan of all of them. I like this. We're kind of, I'm going to say, not matching everybody else's. This is our own little board and what if we were the GM, what we would do. I mean, I'm a fan of it, man.
One thing I wish I would have done is I wish I would have took Joey Porter instead of Keely Ringo for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that
was kind of a mistake there, but
that was your guy. So
I do like Keely Ringo. I do think I just completely overlooked Joey Porter there. I don't know why, but yeah, that concludes the pod today. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think of the mock draft, but thank everyone for listening and see you next time.
Peace.